Welcome to Strive 305 podcast. My name is Tico Casamayor, and this is my great co-host, Ervans Agustin. You all know him already. The really good-looking guy, the one that all the girls meet after the show. It's really,
says that to all
it's
his
really
Haitian
annoying. But whatever, girls,
all
one
his
day
Haitian
somebody
co-hosts,
ask
he
me
says
for an
that
autograph,
too.
please. All right, anyways, let's introduce our guest really quick. Marvin Dejean.
Dejean.
Yes. Marvin Dejean.
Dejean.
I was testing, make sure he knows his name. Before we get started, I want to do a quick thank you. Thank yous to our Mayor, Levine Cava, for giving us this vehicle to share, to teach all our small businesses out there with. Our main man, Manny Sid, the one that leads
That's
us.
right.
Our boss,
man who does not like to be named.
Right, that we're not
So we
supposed to
say
mention
his
his
name all
name.
the time. His name is Manny.
We have Wells Fargo to thank for backing our website. They're the ones that provide the money, what we need to get that website, keep it up and keep it going. Community News, our boys Graham Miller, Michael Miller, where you're sitting at today. Marvin, the little toy I gave you
These are their
belongs to
stories?
them. Yeah, media moguls. They're media moguls in Miami.
Wow.
They're the ones that are really famous. And then, of course, I'm going to mention it. I keep forgetting to mention, but SiriusXM. Our boys at Sirius,
That's right.
Our shows get re-aired on SiriusXM. So you are possibly going to be in the ears of 35 million people. Not to make you nervous, but not to stress you out.
We're national, dude.
And we're on Slam Radio 145, which is Pitbull Station, which makes it even more appealing.
Oh, great.
And then it's all about kids and young kids. So this episode, I think the kids are going to love, because this episode is all about AI and AI in business. So I'm sure we're going to go off of business because there's a lot of cool stuff happening with AI. And I have questions for you. I was just on a trip, and one of the guys was telling me that Elon Musk is preparing to build, I don't know what, somewhere. I forgot where they said it, but it's a big thing because it's going to
Data
take
centers,
up
robots,
data
all the
centers. It's going to
above.
take
What?
all this power and water, cooling, all this
Yeah,
craziness.
centers, yeah.
So all that stuff, I want to hear about that. The kids are going to love it. Ervans, you want to take over? Because I did all my things already. Now I'm going to take a nap. By the way, this
Must be
beautiful,
nice.
look at this cool lens, this camera lens that you see here. This is not a camera lens. This is a secret stash of Cuban coffee in
If
there.
it's secret, why do you
Yes.
tell everybody? That's
because
not how secrets
I want my
work.
people to, that know I'm not lying. I'm telling them the real stuff. I want to be.
Do you actually
first.
have coffee?
There
in
is coffee in there, Keith. Why do you
I'll
think I
take
take
your
my
word
shots?
for it.
Oh my God, I'm in trouble.
Right, so that's how I keep my
As long as you
secret.
don't drink whatever he
Yeah,
drinks.
because if
you're
you asked
fine.
before, wait, we got special guests.
Who do we
Remember
have?
last week I told you we had people in Cleveland listening to our show.
That's right.
Now we got people in Spain listening to our show. Not only do they listen to our show, they come to visit. They're in the
do they
studio audience here
listen?
today.
Are you going to start speaking proper Spanish, or are you just going to
Oh,
speak?
feta.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it.
I don't speak Spanish. I speak
But
Cuban.
from Imascono, did I say that right?
Nope.
From Imascono
Nope.
in Spain, Hector Paz and Jose Moreno are here.
Awesome.
Jose Moreno are here. They're from Zaragoza, Spain, and these are the guys that created the avatar that is in the Strive 305 Hub website.
Well, that's awesome.
So you see, we have competition: AI or virtual reality. These guys are virtual reality kings.
There's-
I was just walking through
there's
one
room
of
for
their
all of it.
one of their little places that they created. It's all virtual, and hopefully they'll do a Miami-Dade County, and they're going to create a virtual Tico. Yes, promise. You heard it live on air. Everybody, you heard it. They're going to make a virtual me. So they're here today visiting, and they are officially the sponsor of today's show. They'll be slipping cash in our pockets on the way out, but they're our sponsors of our show.
Wow.
Because if not, I was going to make Gino the sponsor. Gino
Virtual
Fernandez,
cash. You do
CPA.
know it's virtual cash, right? You can't
I'll
spend
tell
that.
you, but I can use it in their country, in their town, whatever it is that they create as a virtual Tico. I'm going to buy myself some virtual Jordans. All right, go, Ervans. Let's talk to Marvin because he's got a lot of cool stuff to say.
Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you so
today.
much
And
for having me, guys. This was awesome.
It was actually I just did a little quick dive on your career, and it was just kind of fascinating to see because you started in IT.
Yeah.
And also, like for myself, as you may or may not know, Tico, I used to be in IT myself. I used to manage a help desk, hardware and software. So I'm just curious for you actually tell people who you are and what you do. I'd love to.
Yeah, sure. So first of all, thank you so much for having me, guys. This is an awesome opportunity. So for me, this whole journey for me started back probably, I would say maybe 2010, 2011.
Okay.
And I worked for an IT company at the time. And I saw the changes that started happening in the world of technology, especially not just with microchips, but also we're at the early stages of cloud computing.
Okay.
And really, I got a chance because I worked there. I got exposed to some of the brightest minds in IT. We're talking Michael Dell at the time. We're talking about the guys who ran Intel because they worked with the company that I worked with.
Wow.
And really what they were telling me was coming down the pike just blew my mind. I mean, we were talking about cloud, and we were trying to convince people about cloud, and they were like, look, artificial intelligence is coming, blockchain is, I'm like, what are they talking about? So for me, it really, just that conversation, those conversations really led me down a road to just discovering, like, these technologies, not only were they coming, but they were about to change everything as we know it.
Yeah.
So in 2012, I saw myself really just in the public speaking circuit, talking about artificial intelligence, talking about blockchain back then. And people were like, what is this guy talking about? So it was really way ahead of the curve. But what I really realized also is not just the technology, but how we run businesses and how businesses are going to operate in the 21st century is really going to be a radical departure than everything we've ever known on how we run businesses. So it led me to start my own strategy and innovation consulting practice. And that's all we do is we help legacy companies, the ones. So my claim to fame is when I talk to potential clients or clients, I say, we're trying to avoid you being the next Blockbuster, because you couldn't see the curve coming. You couldn't see that things were about to be radically different than what you've ever seen and how we run businesses before. This is going to be...
How do you stay relevant, not become extinct?
Well, become the next dinosaur.
Or
the next dinosaur.
The opportunity, because they had the opportunity. They could have been Netflix, but they didn't.
Exactly. So that's what we're trying to explain to people, not just the technology, but your mindset, your people, and how the operation is run with AI and other technologies.
This is a curious question. Like, how do you make the shift from just working in consulting? Like, why didn't you just go become a consultant in IT, or you decide to shift into being a futurist?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, because I mean, it's a little bit of a leap, and there's risk involved in that, and especially if you're talking to people about things they have no context for or can't even see. Yeah. But you're the one coming up and say, hey, I need to talk to you about this.
But to me, it's very important, because what I notice is when we're working with companies is most people have a very difficult time understanding or even grasping the future, right?
Yeah.
So if we went back to, like, say, early 19th century, and you told somebody, look,
we were all born in the 1900s, by the way, Tico. Like,
no, I was not. I just look older than I am.
But you go to somebody in that area.
That's not good.
During that time frame, and then you said, look, there's going to be a place where you're going to be able to go. It's going to call an airport. You're going to jump into, a
driverless car.
A 20,000 piece of metal that's going to fly above the air and take you someplace that used to take you months to get, or even years to get to. You're going to get there probably in a few hours. They would probably not even understand what you're trying to say, right? But for us,
I was thinking that I just got off the plane, and I was thinking the exact same thing. I go, how incredible is this?
It's incredible.
And I was in Phoenix, so all you see is land and rocks. I go, a guy having to go from here to here.
Yeah.
It will be a month.
Yes.
And we took 30 minutes in the car. And I'd start thinking, because when you're there, you're thinking of the past, the cowboys and all this stuff. And I'm thinking, wow, these people, hey, I'm going to go visit your friend over there. Pack up the house, close everything.
Took a month.
And then let's go.
It took a
come
month.
back 2 months later.
2 months later or 6 months later, right?
Or they don't, and then that's how half those towns get built, because they don't make it back.
Right. And I'm getting the point that you're making. Because that's exactly how I feel right now. I'm one of those cowboys, and I'm thinking, how in the heck am I going to apply this AI? I'm trying, but I'm doing the most boring things there are, which is, let me have my email fixed up by AI.
Yes,
exactly. Or, hey, AI, write this post for me.
Right.
The basic things that are, okay, but what's next?
Yeah.
How do I, before it's too late, how do I apply it to my business?
Exactly.
And since you're here, and since I'm cheap, let's turn this all about me. Let's turn this about a printing company. So I have a signage.
Yes.
I do signage.
Yep.
I do commercial printing, packaging, small volume, large volume, website design. Go consult me. What do I do?
Okay, so really what I tell people, look, organizations of the future right now, the way most people are using AI right now, they're thinking about AI after the fact. So meaning, look, I write an email, or I need a proposal done, or I need something. Can I use AI to do that, right? So that's really 0.5% of what AI can do, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to incorporate AI in the business models that we have today. What we really need to be doing is thinking about how do I become an AI first company? Meaning, if I were to start this business all over again today, and AI was the operating model or the operating system for the entire organization, where would I put AI? What kind of manual tasks, things that I keep doing over and over again, things that can be automated? Where do I let AI really give me a 20 to 30% operational lift that I'm doing right now? Because that's the way I didn't have the technology or the mindset or the infrastructure to do it any other way than this. But now AI is opening up a world where a lot of the things that people used to have to do, AI can do that in a matter of seconds and better.
Yeah.
But to be able to see that is like you have to, you essentially have to think and look at things differently.
Correct.
Right? And like, so how can, like, you know, sticking with Tico's example, like,
Yep.
how do you help small businesses start to see and think differently?
So if I were you, right, you were talking about your printing business, I would take a blank sheet of paper and write down my process, right, from beginning to end, A to Z, soup to nuts. What do I do? And detail every single process. Okay, a client comes in, gives me this particular thing. This is where it goes from there.
I'm actually doing that already.
Perfect.
They
Then
open
you're
up. Open up. What do I have to do? I did this because my general manager got her a better. I got her a better job, so I did her job for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh my God, a client comes in and orders a business card. Let's say.
Yeah.
I have to open up a job ticket.
Yep.
I have to enter it in QuickBooks.
Yep.
I have to enter it in a handwritten log.
Yep.
Then I have to enter it in the production ticket.
Yep.
Then I have to enter it in the production sheet where the guy is going to work off of.
Yep.
So I have 6 touch points before it even gets to production. A business card that if I did it myself,
Yep.
I would have it done in 2 minutes.
Yep.
So I'm basically Mr. AI myself, but imagine that's what I'm trying to figure out now. How I can just get that order, put it into a Google Drive or AI, and poof, it produces all that for me automatically.
So every single step you just mentioned right now, AI can do that in a matter of seconds.
Right, but how do we implement it? If I'm a business owner, how do I implement? How do I start?
So that's my point. So when you lay out your processes from end to end, right? And you see, you know, just if I was consulting you right now, that process, those 6 touch points, I can already see where you can implement AI to automate that process. Somebody gives you a business card, AI can read it, can put it exactly, you can automate it and say, okay, it goes to this particular function, and that function is being done by AI. Then it also goes to this particular function, it's also done by AI. And then in that whole process, you get to decide where the human is in the loop. Where do I want AI to stop? Now, listen, I'm just talking to you about AI where you're triggering, right, for it to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. What's really happening now is the rise of agentic AI. So agents can do all of that process without you being in the loop at all. So it just goes from...
There's more. Once that card is ready, it's got to be sent to the client for approval.
AI can do that.
Then it comes back, and then with a change, let's say, and then to redo it, change it, send it back to the client. These are all things that I'm doing now that's driving me nuts.
Yep.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Back and forth. Okay, ready for production. Okay, now sign this, and it's officially ready for print. Okay, now it's ready for print. All of that, I can imagine all that being gone. I would quadruple, about 100 times my production.
Exactly. So that's the beauty of AI and the promise of AI is being able to do what you're doing right now. And imagine servicing maybe even 50% more clients without adding headcount or overhead.
Okay, I'm smart enough to say, wow, that's cool. I mean, I'm not smart, but I'm smart enough to say that's the coolest thing, and I can visualize it happening, and I can visualize it doing it. But how do we get it done?
So listen,
how do I get it done? How do I go to the next step? Because I guarantee you that all my people out there are saying the same thing. I love it. I've seen it in the movies. It's super cool, but how do I apply it to my business without having to shut down for 2 months to restructure everything and write everything down and buy a robot and tell Elon Musk to come over and help me do it?
Well, listen, look, most people, when they talk about AI, they think AI is ChatGPT or Gemini.
Yeah.
These are just engines.
It's not.
Well,
no, I know.
They are, but they're just engines, right?
That's what I think.
So think about all the other companies right now that are selling you AI services, like Salesforce now has an AI agent, QuickBooks has an AI agent in there to help you do things faster. All of these things that these people are doing, they're taking these engines, right, the ChatGPTs, the Geminis, the Claudes of the world, and they're wrapping their services around it. So that's all they're doing. You can do the same thing. You can just pull in these engines like a ChatGPT and a Gemini and whatever. And the beauty that most organizations and companies are missing the point is that they are using their external data. So meaning when every time I go on ChatGPT and I say, write me this proposal, right? ChatGPT wants me to give it example of a proposal you've written in the past in order for it to know how to write it, right?
Right.
You're sitting on a treasure trove of data. All the work you've ever done in the past in your printing shop, that is all data. You give AI access to that data. When I say giving it access, I'm not talking about putting all that stuff on ChatGPT as it is. I'm saying bring ChatGPT into your business as a closed loop, meaning your data doesn't go anywhere else. And all you're doing is you're taking that AI and you're putting it as the center of the organization. You're releasing information flow to anybody and everybody who needs it at the moment of decision making. That is a 21st century business. That's where you want to go. And now you're allowing the data, AI to automate all these processes and to give not only you, but the client, or every stakeholder that needs information, AI can respond to that as long as it has the data to respond to the way you want to. So for example, you're talking about you have to go back and forth with the client. You don't need that. AI can go to the client and say, here's where we are. Using a chat bot, the client can say, okay, I like this, change that. The AI gets the response, comes back, makes the changes, and comes back to you and said, this is what the client wants. And then you can go back to... you can even go to the point where you don't even get involved in that, and AI goes back with the client until the client gets exactly what it wants,
until it's ready.
It goes to print automatically.
Yeah.
The minute that the client says yes, 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 AI knows to send it to print, and it goes to print. So you're not even involved in that loop. So to answer your question, how do we get started? AI is still brand new. You're reshaping how the business model is done. Don't start scaling AI into the entire business overnight. Find the points of friction. Find the points that are manual. Find the points that are bottlenecks in your business and pilot AI right then and there. Because what you want to do is you want to start looking at the data. Is when I incorporate AI.
Basically letting AI start learning who you are.
Exactly. And
from the pain point section first.
Learning the business. Exactly. It learns your business.
It's machine learning. But I'm getting excited.
It's machine learning, right? So the more it does it, the more data you give it, the more it knows about your business and how you do it, and it's going to start picking it up and doing it. And now what you want to do is over time you say, okay, what are the KPIs? What are the key performance indicators that I know that I've imported AI, and it used to take me 3 days to do this. Now with AI, it's taking me half an hour. That's a major lift.
Yes.
That's a massive lift. Now I say, okay, I'm definitely putting AI here. Once you start that way, then it starts working, right? You've got a 30% lift, and you build on it. And then you start scaling. You're like, okay, where else can we put AI, right? So the goal is, please let me reiterate this. The goal is not to get rid of your people. AI is not at that level just yet. But if you're releasing people's time, right now, what you really want to shift is the business. How do I deliver higher value to my client?
And consistency.
There you go. Yeah. And that's the future.
I got advice. I got advice for my people, because everything you're saying is applying perfectly to me, only because what happened to me, that the GM left.
Yep.
I decided I'm going to do this on my own for a little bit. It's a long story, but I decided to acquire another company, bring them in, and let them be the ones to take over as a GM instead of bringing somebody and having to train them. But in the meantime, I decided to stay and do this myself. So when you stay and do it yourself, oh my God, you're suffering. But you learn every little pain point.
That's right.
And I realize now everything we were just talking about, how all of that AI could take it over easily.
Absolutely.
And that I'm sitting there wasting time. And my bookkeeper comes to me the first month that I did it. She's like, oh my God, we've never had such high profit margins. Yeah, I go, of course, because I'm doing it all and I know how to do it, and I'm setting it up great. But then the next month she comes to me, oh my God, we've never had such low sales, because I'm not on the road. I'm the only salesperson.
Yes.
You know, what my job is to be on the sales out there, then feeding my people, and they get it done.
Yep.
Right, and then we get to the point that they would get bogged down because I was feeding them too much.
Yep.
So right now you're stuck.
Nobody's feeding.
You're stuck working in the business as opposed to working on the business.
But I'm
That's what
trying to
you
tell
did.
myself, why is this happening to me? There's always a reason. I believe in that there's always a reason. I believe in the law of attraction. I believe in the secret. So I'm thinking, this is the reason. Because I needed to know exactly what everything is so that I could apply this
Yep.
to it. Instead of bringing somebody in and training them up and getting them to take over, no, I got to bring in the AI.
Yep.
Because it didn't make sense to me either, bringing somebody in, because I'm still going to get bogged
going to
down.
cost you too? Like,
Right, to bring somebody, train them, and I'd be there for months.
Yeah.
But I still hadn't because it wasn't the right decision.
Yep.
This is the right decision, along with the new company that I'm bringing in and doing it with them.
Exactly. So
This
when
is
you
gold. This is my favorite podcast ever. Right now, literally, because I'm
write
always
some-
wondering, why am I doing this crap with Ravans? You know, I come here and I do podcasts week after week after week, and then Grant Miller promised me every week, don't worry about it, I'll give you something. Nothing, not even a cup of coffee he's giving me, and I keep
bring your
doing it.
own
Now this
coffee.
is the reason.
You don't need
Well,
any more
listen,
coffee.
I'm officially a multimillionaire now. I can retire. I'm going to go hang out with Musk and with all those guys.
Well, here's the thing. I would say if as you're bringing in the other company and you guys are merging or whatever it is you're doing, instead of just merging it the way you were traditionally do it, just step back and say, guys, how can we start optimizing this business using AI?
Yes,
And we don't.
and this is the perfect time.
We can lower the cost. We don't need to bring additional overhead. What can we automate? And as we get better and better, and AI starts to know the business better and better, right? Where can we launch AI agents to start automating these processes with no human in the loop? The longer the process that AI agents can take over, the better off you are in terms of lowering your costs and doubling your profits, for example, because you can serve more people with a lot less overhead and a lot less cost.
So from everything you're saying right now, just like one of the first basic steps is really understanding your process of
Yes.
of your business.
Yes.
From
Yes.
beginning to end. Many times, so people are stuck in it and doing it.
Yes.
They don't even have time to take the step back and look at what is it I'm actually doing.
Yes.
And I've made the same mistake before. Like, you're so busy working
Yep.
that you don't fully understand your process. And then when you don't fully understand your process, you can't break it down, and then you can't delegate.
You
right?
can't that's
and
right.
Then, so if you can't delegate to people, you obviously can't delegate to
To
the
AI.
AI.
That's right.
So you are kind of stepping back into it. You're diving in, and now you're seeing everything from the beginning. And like, now that you have that perspective, now you can understand what are the main, what the entire process is, what are the main pain points.
Yeah.
And as part of that, one of the other questions I was going to ask you is like, what are some of the other gaps that small businesses don't realize that they have?
Yeah.
So because I know you're used to dealing with larger scale businesses and, internationally and companies, but like for small businesses like us,
Yep.
what are some of the other gaps that we don't necessarily realize that are there?
So listen, the problem, or I wouldn't say problem, the challenge is the same for everybody. Big businesses, small businesses,
business, yeah.
the same thing, right? So again, right, people assume that AI is ChatGPT and those things. That's not AI. That's a very small part of AI, but that's the engine. So shift your mindset into thinking this is the engine of my company, as opposed to this is a technology that I'm just using. That changes the mindset. That's number one. Number two, have an AI strategy. So if you have a strategy for your business, how do I grow the business? What's my target market? What AI is in service of that strategy.
So everybody should have an AI strategy.
You should have don't start implementing AI if you don't have a strategy, because
Right.
you won't know what you're
Yeah.
supposed to be looking at. How do I know I got there? How do I know AI helped me? How do I know that business has shifted? It's really, what is our strategy? What is our KPIs?
Yeah.
What are we measuring to let us know that AI is helping us, right? The third thing that a lot of businesses I notice aren't doing, especially if you have staff, if you have teams, right? You need to have AI governance. What's the rules for people? Do I just dump everything in AI? Who has access to the data? Where is the data? The one thing.
So this is different from like an SOP, standard operating procedure.
Oh yeah.
This
yeah.
is different from that?
Oh yeah, because listen, AI. Think of AI. If you hired the smartest employee that you could possibly find on the planet, and they decided to come and work for you, but then the employee is sitting there and it's telling you, what do you want me to do? So you got to give it access to data. You got to tell the employee what to do. But this is an intelligence. This is not, that's why I say AI is very different than anything else that we've ever done. This is not the internet. This is an intelligent, it learns as it goes. So then you want to make sure that something like that, you want guardrails inside the organization. If people are going to use it, how are they allowed to use it? How are they, because you don't, if you use it the wrong way, and we started hearing, horror stories like lawyers who are just, put stuff on ChatGPT, copy and paste it, and the
without
case,
actually reading it.
without reading it, and the case law that they're, everybody's like, this case law doesn't even exist, right? So again, imagine if this was at a big law firm and you're just doing that, you just lost your job, or you just gave that law firm a reputational hit. So you've got to have guardrails, or a lawsuit, right? So you got to have guardrails. No matter how small you are, have guardrails as to how are we using AI? Where's the data coming from? Is our data clean, right? Because bad data, bad AI, right? So we really need to have all these things around how are we deploying this technology or this intelligence inside the organization, and to make sure that we get a good return on investment on what we're trying to do. So whether you're a large organization or a small mom and pop shop, AI is going to revolutionize your business, but you have to know how to deploy it the right way, know where you are in terms of AI assessment. How well do we understand it? How well do we need to get our people AI literacy? Right? We need to understand how this thing works. So AI literacy is another aspect of small business learning when it comes to AI. And then really saying, how are we going to deploy AI inside the organization to deliver not transactions, not commodities, but value? That's the key of word for the 21st century business is value. Because now, as a consumer, AI is going to give me access to things that I used to be able to buy from you or from you much quicker. Because now that cost is going down and AI is becoming so much more intelligent, it can deliver these kind of products for me without me having to go to you anymore. Yeah. So now I'm only going to buy more consistent, getting better.
Valuable, yeah.
So now, what are you going to deliver to me that's valuable to me that I'm willing to pay for? That's where most businesses are going to have to shift.
Okay, and you think about digital transformation and essentially of like how people shift.
Yeah. You think about digital transformation, what I tell people is, look, the biggest threat for you in the 21st century is not AI. You can put the technology. Your biggest threat is your addiction to your current business model. Your biggest threat is to think that business is going to continue to operate the same way that it has for the past 100. You keep going down that road, you're the next Blockbuster.
I was just going to say,
you're the next Blockbuster, you're the next BlackBerry, you're the next a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to start shifting your business model.
Believe it or not, and I don't know how it went so fast, but we're out of time.
Really?
So,
Already?
So I want to summarize really quick for people like me. Number one, you're a business owner. Whether you're in the business, like Ron was saying, and you're stuck in there working it all the time, or you're a person that was what I tried to do, be on the outside and feed the business. You need to get in it, go back in it like I did by accident, and see it operate, and figure out how to apply an AI strategy to it.
Yes.
And you're going to see it. It's going to be so simple now that you know a little bit. Now that you know what ChatGPT...
Understand your process first.
Right. Yeah. But now you know what ChatGPT can do, right? Just by knowing what ChatGPT... And you see what the process is in your company. Go, oh, my God, I can apply so much of this. And so that's number one. And this doesn't apply to just business owners. This applies to students in school for their future, what they got upcoming, what they plan on doing.
Correct.
Whatever strategy they're going to put it together and imagine the AI, putting the AI as part of the base of your strategy.
Correct.
And honestly, just ask the AI to help you create one if you don't know where to start.
Even
That's
that.
correct.
Just you don't need to figure out, ask it.
Correct.
Even that.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So again, very important to do that. And I'm like, I hope everybody sees this podcast because this is extremely important. And I was in a daze. Yeah. Honestly, the AI, and I'm always getting these emails, oh, come to a class, come to this. I go, oh, I know AI, but with a daze, I look at it with a daze knowing, oh, ChatGPT, and I'm sure it can do something. But you've cleared the vision.
Yeah.
My son's been pounding me in the head about it forever.
Yep.
Dad, he goes, you know how much of this stuff we can automate? You know how much of this stuff we can automate? Because he does website development and he uses AI in the website development and stuff like that. So he's telling me we can apply this and this and this.
He's right.
I go, fine, go ahead. So he just finished redesigning our website and now he's going to do the whole CSR part of it.
Yep.
Little by he told him, show me everything now that you know.
Yep.
and I was showing him the Google Doc that we created, you know, where it shows all the jobs are here, all the status points are here, this is where this, and I have to go into it minute by minute to update. Okay, it's now in design. I go, no, now it's an approval for the client. Now it's back. And I'm in there going changing, so that my other people see it and they know where everything is at.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God, I spend more time on the Google Doc than I do on emailing client or selling.
Yeah.
So yeah, all that can be,
All that
you
can be
see
automate
it.
all that.
And again, but you don't realize it when you're a business owner and you're in there working, like you were saying, Ravons, that you're stuck in there. You don't realize it because you're just working. This is your business model.
And that's
and this is
what
what
you're
works.
saying. It's not even an addiction. It's just like you're just so focused on
when you grow your business, it's by working more and more. Right? So, but this
AI gives you that
just a
promise.
stupid example, the business card that you and I talked about made me realize, oh my God, I can do 1,000. And if I used to say business cards were annoying to me, I just do them because you have to.
Yeah.
You know, to help the.
Right.
That can be a money point, an income center.
Yep.
Because if I can do 1,000 business cards, make $10 on them, let's say each. Hello, 10 grand.
Without touching it.
Without touching it.
Because our printings, our digital printer can actually be fed the thing, and you can leave it overnight printing if you want. You just have to leave the paper loaded, and it can actually start working. Because they've been selling me that forever too, the printer. But I'm going, but who's going to set it up? Who's going to? It can automate it. And, oh my God, we're completely out of time. We're going to get in trouble.
I was going to say, one, like, where do people find out about? Where do people find you?
So I'm all over the place. So I can be found on LinkedIn. Just Google my name. My website, GileadSanders.com. It's easy to find me. I'm
on
on
the
Facebook.
screen right now. You can see it, everybody.
So, you know, I'm usually easy to find. My numbers and my emails and all my social handles are all over my website and on all the social handles. So people can find me pretty much anywhere.
Awesome. And the last thing to close this out.
Yeah.
You as a futurist, what do you see on the road 10 years out from now?
Ooh, the world is...
Because 2012 you were talking about AI. What are you talking about now?
So if I had to...
Different world.
If I had to summarize it, we're looking at a hyper-digital, globally connected, very fast.
Even more than now?
Oh, this is nothing. We're not even connected yet. This is going to be a global world, hyper-connected, digital currency with trillions of transactions happening between people, individuals, businesses through the blockchain in a matter of seconds. Nothing we've ever seen before. Taking a 17th century person, putting it in today's context, their mind would be blown. For us,
100%.
10 years from now, 20 years from now, we wouldn't even recognize this world.
Yeah, 100%. And they're going to be robot podcast hosts, my friend.
That's right.
Our time is limited,
That's
which
right.
is, I don't even mind. I don't even
You could do that, and then you have more time to go drink coffee.
Yes. Oh, I hit the table. All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony, for letting me go beyond time again. One of these days, he's really going to